It's William with the Riverstone Life. You know what we're going to do today? We're going to talk about the truck. It's been a while and I haven't talked about the truck and people keep asking me about the truck. So we're going to talk about the truck. Yes, we're in Alabama. We're in the Riverstone. Robin's in there taking a shower, so she's not going to be in the video. Sorry, guys. But you know what? Let's talk about the miles on this truck. Let's talk about that transmission and how long that transmission is held up. Let's rub sister wife because you know what? She's done a great job and I'm thankful to be where we're at right now. But truck's got 161,000 miles on it. Yes, I said 161,000 miles on a 2023 GMC Denali HD 3500 sister wife, second transmission. Everybody keeps asking me about this. Every time I turn around, I always get a thing. How's the transmission holding up, William? How's the truck doing? Okay, that's what we're going to talk about in the video. Plus, we're going to talk about the tires. These Firestone, let me reach down here, Transforce AT2s. I think I paid right around 1,800 bucks for that set of tires, a little bit under 19. They got 90,000 miles on them, and I'm going to show you those tires. That transmission's got 90,000 miles on it. The first one only made it 72,000, whatever it was. Wasn't quite 73, so I figured we got like 90,000 miles, maybe a little bit more, but 90,000 miles on that transmission, 90,000 miles on the tires. I'm sure I'm going to get 100,000 out of them because I've checked them with the little depth gauge. Everything looks great. I'll show you. These tires, I think, got as much rubber on them right now as the Michelin's did when I had 50,000 miles. I had less than 60,000 miles on those Michelin's, 50-some thousand, and these have more tread on them with 90,000, even though they're more aggressive when you buy them. But I figured that, and I was hoping that would work out that way. What else have we done to this truck? We keep servicing that transmission between 30 and 40,000 miles. That's the key. But what else have we done? We got a set of shocks on this thing, okay? I blew one out. I was hauling a fifth wheel out in Idaho, and I come across the road where it felt like it was kind of like where it froze, and it just kind of had that boom, boom, and I felt it, and when the third one hit, I knew that I blew a shock, and sure as shit I did. So got it back to Colorado, and I was gonna put some fancy shocks on there. Everybody keep telling me, you know, go with these shocks, go with these shocks. I start checking the prices and everything, and I'm going, you know, that's great, but this is a work truck. And it's probably going to go through shocks because that's probably going to happen again. So I went over to Les Schwab. Yeah, Les Schwab. I don't know why I have a problem with Les Schwab saying that. But anyways, I went in there and I told the guys, and they're like, well, we'll order you those nice shocks and put them on, and gave me the price. And I'm like, okay, what shock do you recommend? And he says, we have a set of shocks that'll cost you $375 for the front of that truck. Unless you want to do them all. I said, oh, let's just do the front right now because I blew one of them out and it was a mess. Oil went everywhere. It was a mess. And he's like, we'll guarantee it for life. I said, guarantee it for life? I said, do you know what I use this truck for? I don't care what you use the truck for. I said, so if I put 1,000,000 miles in this truck and every time I come in here with a blown shock or they're wore out finally, you're going to put them on there for free? Yes. And he says, once you do the rears, we'll do that too. I said, well, you know what? We're going to try these front ones, and if I like them, we'll do the other ones in a couple weeks. And that's exactly what I did. And he said, what you're going to like about these shocks is, he said, they're nothing fancy. They're yellow. I can tell you that. Nothing fancy. He says, the truck's going to ride smoother. He said, because the factory shocks are really stiff on these trucks. And he said, you get a lot of I felt it all the time. So we put these shocks on. I left there, went on and did two trips. And I thought, boy, this thing rides so nice in the front now. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's just because it's new shocks. But I had a lot of hard hitting in the back, and the back ones were stiff. But the truck had 100,000 miles on it at this time. So I knew those rear ones probably needed to be replaced. So I go back there, he puts the rear ones on, and I'd go down the road, and this truck rides the nicest it's ever ridden. Right now, with 90,000 miles on these tires, you would think that the tires would start getting bad and everything. You start to feel it in the truck. I'm not, and I think it's because of those shocks. So if you want a lifetime warranty on your shocks and you don't want to need nothing fancy and you want to save some money, that might be a route to go. I'm going to keep doing the videos. I'm going to keep following up on this thing so that you know how those shocks held up and if they actually stand behind the warranty and everything. So you might want to keep watching these videos on the truck just for that. But that's what this truck has had done. 10,000 miles, I'm changing the oil all the time. 50,000 miles, I've been changing the differentials and everything there. So it's had that done 3 times on this truck now. The transmission needs its next service right now. I did it the first time myself. I think it still cost me like $250 just for the fluid and the filter kit and everything. And when I did it, everything looked clean. It did not look like it really needed to be changed at all. The filter looked a little rough by, I don't know, it just didn't look like it was holding up that great. So that's the reason I recommend you to get the filter changed and not just do a flush, because for 30,000 miles on a new transmission, that filter did not look that great. Maybe it was just doing its job, but in my opinion, I thought it was going to start coming apart. That might be some of the issues with these things. So definitely drop the fluid, change the filter, put new fluid in it. Do not flush. This is just my experience from this. This transmission's already holding up better than the first one did by doing that extra maintenance, so I know that that's something is a key to it. But the other key is, I've been driving this truck in the winter months. It's colder out. That transmission's not getting hot. Even though that transmission gauge was never over 150 when I had the problem with the transmission. But the other transmission kind of shifted rough from the beginning. After it got about 10,000 miles on it, it would shift rough sometimes. This one has not done that yet. Now, I don't know if it's just hauling lighter loads had something to do with that. Changing the fluid, breaking it in cool weather instead of hot weather. I think the biggest downfall on these trucks is the temperature. So they sell a bigger pan for more fluid, any way to keep that thing cooler. But I didn't have that issue. But I might have had that issue when I was hauling the Riverstone behind me, 20,000 pounds on when we first started this whole adventure, and I really wasn't paying attention to it, because in my mind, they told me this was more truck than I needed for that, and I believed them. And I might have had temperatures higher and didn't even know it, because I really wasn't paying that close attention to it. I was more worried about keeping that thing on the road, dealing with all the other stuff I had to deal with, set up, tear down, learning this lifestyle, that I think I was watching that so close that I wasn't watching the transmission. After I found out about these trucks having transmission problems, then you start watching things a lot closer. So that's what the video is about. This summer is going to be a whole different deal. I'm hauling lighter loads. I've been hauling travel trailers that are all under 7,000 pounds, and I've been hauling 2 or 3 fifth wheels that were around 10,000 pounds. So half of what this thing weighs is what this truck's had. So I think that's helped. I think the cool weather's helped. I think the transmission services have helped. I think me being more aware of it, paying attention, taking it easier on it, watching the roads, just everything, just being on top of things. So for everybody out there that keeps saying, hey, what happened to him? Is this, any updates with General Motors? There's no updates with General Motors. I had somebody the other day send me a text message, it's like 16,000. Just don't quote me on that, because I'm just trying to remember from the text message. 16,000 valve bodies that they make per month, and they still can't fix anybody's trucks. How many of these things have valve body problems that people are not even talking about? Because the other day I've had 3 or 4 people, just dropped my truck off. They say they've been trucks in here for 3 months. Well, how can you be making 16,000 valve bodies per month and you can't fix any of those trucks? Is there hundreds of thousands of these trucks in the shops waiting for valve bodies? And I've been told the problem with the valve body is it's got like a piston setup. In my mind, I'm thinking an engine piston, a small piston like on a motorcycle that I work on. And those pistons are aluminum, the housing's aluminum, it gets the dirt in there, the heat, whatever, it scars it up. That's your problem. Makes sense, right? There is somebody out there that came up with some kind of kit that they can repair that and change that out and maybe fix that problem. So when we come to that circumstance, if it ever happens again, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk to those people and maybe make some changes there. So I think by changing the fluid all the time, you're limiting the problem you're gonna have with those pistons getting scarred up in there. This is just my opinion. And lesser weight, cooler temperatures. So if you have one of these trucks, maybe you should try to get a bigger pan on there, more fluid, cooler, anything to help that if you're going to be hauling a lot heavier weight. Because I meet guys all the time that are CDL, and I'm a non-CDL, so I haul a lot lighter stuff with a truck that's supposed to haul 3 times of what I'm hauling. So if you're one of those guys, that might be one of your concerns, is to actually add some stuff to that transmission to help it out. Because I'm happy to be here right now with 90,000 miles on that, and I'm happy to be with 90,000 on those tires because I wasn't sure. You listen to so many people out there, they talk about tires and everything too. I only rotated them 4 times. I'm not sure if I even needed to rotate them. They seem to be wearing pretty good, and I think it's because I'm keeping the shocks on the truck. I'm taking care of the truck. I don't need alignments. I don't have any problems with that. Nothing's loose or falling apart. So I think those tires are holding up great because of that. So I think that's the thing you want to watch for. But I'm going to buy another set of these exact same tires. Were they a little louder noise-wise? Yeah, when I first got them off from the Michelins, you could tell the difference in the noise and the sound. But now that I've been 90,000 miles with these tires, no, I don't. It's just normal for me now. So I'll go with the exact same set again because I think I'm going to get between 100 and 110 out of these. I'll turn around here with the camera and show you what I got here in a minute. But that's what we've been doing with this transmission. We've been servicing it. We serviced it at 30,000 and we serviced it at 40,000 because I was trying to figure out where I wanted to be. I think I want to be in that area all the time. So I can go this next trip, probably put 10,000 miles on these tires and maybe get this, see if they're going to go any farther, and then do the transmission. After this go around, I'm going to come in and do that. I got a question for you. This truck's a 2023 with 161,000 miles on it. Sometimes I feel like my batteries are getting a little weak on this. So anybody out there that's had one of these trucks, how long, batteries are usually 4 or 5 years. Also, does it make a difference if you 161,000, maybe those batteries don't go 4 or 5 years. And if you were going to replace batteries right now on your diesel truck like this, what would you put in it? Because I'm thinking about upgrading these batteries and I want something good because I run so much stuff in that thing all the time that I want to make sure that I don't have to worry about starting it up in the middle of the night because I've got chargers going and phones or iPads and stuff that we're watching in there. So I want to upgrade those batteries, but I want to get ones that will fit where they belong and work. So that's my question for you. Anybody out there that can help me on recommending 2 batteries for this setup and tell me, do you think these batteries are probably bad already after that many miles, even though it's only a few years old? That's the other question. So let's turn this camera around. Let's show you this tires. We'll show you the truck a little bit. I got it clean. Yes, it took me a day and a half to get this thing clean. It was awful. It was the worst it's ever been, and it stressed me out. I do not like things dirty. I don't know. I just feel if you don't take care of the outside of your truck, then you're probably not taking care of the inside or everything else about it. So it bothered me. And I had people meet me on the road going, holy shit, William, what's wrong? Did you not find a car wash? I did go to the car wash. It was wrapped around the building. And I said, you know what, I didn't got no time to wait because it's all about the money, And I put it off. And then I told Robin, as you can see, we're here at the Riverstone. So if you watched the last video, you know that or I should say Robin won in Vegas. So I'm like, you know what? I get a couple days off. I'm going to work on cleaning the truck, do a couple videos, enjoy life, enjoy her, just enjoy the time that we have. The weather has been in the 70s. It's a little gloomy today. But it was nice. The day I washed the truck, it was just cloudy enough where I could wash it and it made it easy to wash it. So it worked out great. But let's turn this camera around and let's show you the truck. There's those tires. The Firestone Transforce AT2s. And hopefully there's enough light in here, but you can see there's quite a bit of tread left for a little bit over 90,000 miles. I mean, they're looking pretty good. A little less in the middle right here, but I guess that's probably the way it should be. But let's just, for 161,000 miles, if it wasn't for the little rock chips up front, and you can see I've touched up a lot of them over the last 2 years, I did not touch them up this time. I figured I ain't gonna worry about it right now. It's a work truck, right, guys? But let's look at this thing. For the amount of miles, I take care of this stuff. I really do. Nothing's beat up. Even the floor mats getting a little wear right there, but not too bad. Seats still look great. Everything inside looks great. If we can even see in here, let's turn some light on. Of course, we love our bed. Of course, we love our storage. All that stuff works great. Got our iPads, got our camera, security camera. I've been hearing about people stealing their license plates off the campers. So you guys out there, You might take your plate off at night when you're sleeping in these rest areas. I never had to. I've got enough cameras watching everything, but you know, a good thief could sneak up and grab that plate. So, and I doubt if he'd be dumb enough to drive right by the vehicle and let me get it all on camera to know exactly who he is. But you never know. Some people ain't the smartest, right? Look at that. The mattress is nice. I mean, here's the back tires. They're going to be the ones that are probably the worst because they have all the weight, but not really. See, I mean, they're pretty even all the way across. Now this one's got the best tread, I should say, not thread, tread. Probably because it's in the inside and everything's takes it all on the outside and the corners and all that stuff. But look at this thing. I mean, the only thing I've ever done was nick up the top of the tailgate right here from lugging things in and out all the time. Well, take a look at those tires. Yeah, the same. I mean, only been rotated 4 times. And that's just a bug. Look at that. But I had to show you. This is the only thing I had to upgrade. My other one finally took a crap and half our phone stuff wasn't working right and we had cord problems on our last trip, so upgraded all that. Robin needs, you know, plugins for all her shit, so. But I mean, hers doesn't even look dirty at all. I mean, 161,000 miles. 2023 Denali HD. I don't know how you can take any better care of it than that. And everything looks the same on those tires. So you guys tell me what you think. How many miles did you get on yours? That's a little bit over 90,000. I think they're doing pretty good. Just a short little video about the truck. Now you know how many miles are on it because people keep asking me all the time. 161,000 and a little bit. 90,000 on that transmission, 90,000 on those tires, 161,000 on the, you know, on the rest of the truck. 4 shocks have been replaced. All the fluids keep getting changed regular all the time. I keep it clean. I take care of it. This is what it is. 2023 Duramax Denali HD 3500 RV transporter truck. And that's what I use it for. I'm a non-CDL driver, hauling those campers with this thing, making a living. That's what I do. And that's the truck. And always